Hey, what's up? It's Tony. Now, when it comes to showering, which is a whole other can of worms, it's not as actually difficult as you would think it is. So they do recommend that you don't shower with the bag on. You remove the bag and you can shower freely that way. There is a little bit of a dilemma though, is that once you release the bag, the catheter now is open. And because whatever liquid is in your body, whatever urine is in your body at that time, it's just going to expel it. So it'll be in the bathtub, which, unless you're into that, you don't want to be peeing all over your foot. So, all seriousness. Okay, here we go. Right. So what you can do, actually, a little trick that I found out is the leg bag comes with, before it's attached to the catheter, this part right here, the nozzle, right? It comes with an attachment like this here, right? Over here, like this. So this is attached like that when you get a new bag, right? So it's a little sort of safety cap or hygienic cap that comes with the catheter. Now, nobody told me, maybe that was what it was for, what I'm going to say, but I'm going to let you know because nobody told me and I had to learn after peeing on my foot. The little cap, actually, when you take the cap off, right, you can save the cap, right? And when you take the cap off, you can pinch the catheter, right? And this actually fits in to the catheter really quite neatly. Like that. And for the duration of your shower, your bladder will be filling up, but it won't fill up to the point of pain or anything of that nature. But this will allow it to stop you from urinating on yourself while you're having a shower, and then you can just remove the bag and go about your business and you're good to go. I didn't know that, and I had these caps lying around, and one day I just got fed up and I thought, wonder if it'll fit in there. And it did, and that worked out perfectly. So no more peeing on your foot. I thought you deserved a close-up so that you could see exactly what I was talking about. So there you go. The cap that came with this now fits in there. And maybe that's what it was supposed to do all along. But I didn't know that. Nobody told me, but it worked out perfectly. So I highly recommend if you don't want to pee on your foot. Another great thing that I found out is that this bag, the bag here, which I showed you the little nozzle thing that it comes with that sits right there, actually is ingeniously designed because that little thing right there fits right also to on there, which is kind of cool. Of course, I didn't know this at the time because I'm still dealing with the fact that I have to use this thing to urinate. Stupid me is attempting to shake this thing like I would normally when I was going to the bathroom when I had no health issues. I was attempting to shake this thing, and that wasn't so great. So I would, wasn't until I was like, wait, this whole thing again, maybe that'll fit there. You know, it's got a little handle on it and everything, you know, maybe I can put that there. And lo and behold, ta-da, no drippage, no extra drops, no stains on your pants, or wetness on your pants. So that works out beautifully as well. On that end, right, so that after you go to the bathroom, you're not trying to do that, you just put that on. I guess I should also too talk about the nozzles because I have two types of nozzles here and they're pretty straightforward. The night bag I was last using was a little bit more complicated, and you know, so it does come with, it just depends on what they happen to have in stock, what companies your urologist is using. It depends really what you're going to get. So this is, for me, was the most common, which reminds me of a box of wine, you see, right? So, and it works pretty simply by pulling that down, right, draining the bag, and then closing it. That's pretty straightforward. See that? Yeah. It's like a coffee urn. See? Right. The other one, which was a little bit trickier, which was on this particular night bag, well, looks a little bit more, you know, it's a little bit trickier to use, but just as effective. And I mean, you wouldn't want to go through the airport with this thing on because there's a piece of metal right there. So yeah, I just thought about that right now. That would go off. That would be kind of embarrassing. Anyways, right, so this one has a little home. You can see right there, see? And it comes out of its little pouch, right? It lives in there. But in order for you to use this one, it has a little sort of latch system here, right? You have to push this down so that you can see how it releases the bag up there. See how it pinches it right there? Yeah. And then when you're done, it just locks back into place. So this one, just push down, it opens, right? And then you squeeze the tube and it locks back into place. Of course, you aim first, right? Before you open up either of these things, or else you're going to be kind of like in trouble. So those are two types. I'm sure there's other types out there. If you have another type, you know, maybe you want to share it with everybody so that they have an idea of what to look for and, you know, how to use them. So there you go. So the last tip on this video, and I'm not going to go too much into it because there's a ton of information out there, but I have to mention it. Hygiene and washing your hands and keeping everything super clean is critical as well, so that you don't get an infection and there's no bacteria. The particular ends of these things are very susceptible to having bacteria on them and causing some issues for you. So I highly recommend making sure you wash your hands or use gloves or disinfectant or whatever you need to do. You've got to keep everything clean as much as possible so that you don't get any bacterial infections, which again, we never want to add more pain to pain. So keep it clean.